Yes. Welcome back to Verdant Ride. It is the summer of 2024. And I just recorded a couple of shows coming up for this season. But you know what I also found on my computer was I found a show I forgot to air last season. Last summer, I did all of the shows to different versions of Burn the Witch by Radiohead. And what I thought was pretty funny was I completely forgot I was going to close out the season with a final actual song from Radiohead. And I just forgot to. I'm not sure exactly how, but I found it. So you're going to get that today. But then coming up for this season, I'm going to teach you how to carve like a god. I'm going to teach you the new and improved Kaper call self-returning eFoil technique, which I have mastered even on the long mast boards, which I thought was impossible. But guess what? You can totally do it. And it's actually pretty easy. We're going to be covering other topics that have been asked about, mostly by people who have not gotten into eFoiling yet, but I feel like there's a lot of people with their finger on the trigger, ready to buy. So I'm going to handle as many of those questions as I can in shows, including weather conditions for eFoiling, because that eFoiling is that's a great topic for eFoils because they work in almost every condition and have great results. We'll probably take a look at some different wing. Our wing shows are moderately popular, so we'll probably look at some more of those. And do you guys care about what Lyft did this year? Because they, instead of putting on new board or new gear that I would say is critical mass, they put out a training kit, a raft, that goes on all the boards, I think, except for the Pro, which is probably the only board that would actually need to have an extra training cushion around it, which is too bad. And then they made their mast stiffer because they decided that most of their customers are men and all men want stiffer masts, I guess. Either way, they didn't put out anything this year that made me want to buy anything. So I'm just riding last year's gear, and I'm going to ride it. I'm going to ride the heck out of it. One other thing I'm considering doing, and I think that this is more of a next summer project, but I am going to challenge all the eFoil companies to let me demo their boards. So let me explain that further in this season. But I'm going to say, let them know I race eFoils and I like to race. I like to ride the fastest. I want to see their fastest, most pro, most agile, lightest boards. And I would love to put them head to head and see what they're like. So if that's something you'd like, you need to do 3 things. You need to like the show. You need to subscribe to the show, because no one's going to give me jack to test these boards unless a lot of people watch the show and subscribe to it and like it. And 3, you got to tell me that you would be interested in that. I know that my reviews are pretty well respected because I'm pretty brutal. I'm pretty honest. I'm pretty brutal with those things, and I know that's appreciated. I think that's my highest viewed show and ranked show. Well, thank you for telling me that you appreciated it. A lot of people said, all I hear are kind of fanboys about the gear, and they never talk about any of the issues you might have, and I totally will. And then I get this other group of people that write in and say, hey, you shouldn't point out, when the boards are failing or when the gear isn't working right, or because it'll discourage people from getting into the sport. And I guess the only thing that really comes in my head when I read those is a question back to you, which is, when did your integrity stop functioning? Like, how old were you when you said, it's much better to lie than to be honest about things because people might not buy something? And maybe you're invested, maybe you sell these things, whatever, but I would still think you would appreciate honest reviews. But before you write me and say, oh, you shouldn't bust on the gear, or you shouldn't point out that it breaks sometimes. First admit to yourself you don't have integrity at your heart of your that's not what you're about. And then don't write me, because I'm not really interested in hearing from you. Cool? Huh? Yeah. All right, I'm going to go eFoiling before it gets too dark. Enjoy last year's show, too. Burn the Witch by Radiohead this time. The actual original artist of the song. Can't believe I forgot to air that thing. Anyway, enjoy, and let me know what you want to see this season.
crosses on wooden doors. If you flow, you burn. Loose talk around tables. Abandon all reason. Avoid all eye contact. This is a low-flying panic attack. It's in the sound of 6 points that go.